So today's tutorial is very short. It's just 17 slides, as you can see. In this tutorial, we know now the derivative. We know how to find the derivative. We know what are applications of the derivative. Now we will talk about techniques on finding the derivative. More techniques to find derivative for more complicated functions, we mean. The things that we're going to talk about is what we call the product and the quotient rule. A product when we have a product with two functions, I mean quotient when we have a division of two functions. We will talk about what we call the chain rule اللي هي chain يعني chain rule. In this case معناها لما function inside a function. لما I have a function f of x and inside it I have another function gx. How can I find the derivative of this function? Function داخلها function ثانية. And we will talk about the general power rule. بمعنى whenever I have a function, say f of x, and this function is to a power n. You remember, we said it's the derivative of the bracket multiplied with the derivative of what inside. We mentioned this before. And last, we will talk about the implicit differentiation. The implicit differentiation, later on, we will see what does this mean. It means when you have the derivative or you find the derivative of the function when the function has x, y at the same time. It's not y equal to something, it's x, y mixed together. So let's start discussing our thing. Yeah, الاشتقاق الضمني, that's correct, yeah, Isam. So let's start with the product and the quotient rule. First of all, you remember when we talk about the derivative, one of the rules was that when we have a sum of two functions and I want to find the derivative, I can distribute, أقدر أوزع صح? I can say this is f dash x plus g dash x. Plus or minus here, I can apply this. لكن whenever I have f of x multiply with gx, can I do the same? And I want to find the derivative of this. Can I do the same? Can I distribute? لا, I cannot. I have to use what we call the product rule. The product rule states the following: the derivative of f of x multiplied with gx is equal to f of x في g dash x f dash x, as if they are taking turn هنا. مشتقة الأول في الثاني زائد الأول في مشتقة الثاني, if you remember this, صح? I have a plus in between them, so it's okay if I switch. يعني it is the derivative of g في ال f or derivative f في ال g. I can switch, and I like in I find derivative of f أول بعدين the g, then the derivative of g في ال f. Yeah, that's correct. مشتقة الأول في الثاني زائد الأول في مشتقة الثاني, as if they take turn هنا بالدور. Same thing if I have a division. I cannot say if I have the derivative of function fx divided by gx, it is f dash على g dash. لا, this is wrong. It's the derivative of the first, يعني derivative of the f اللي هي فوق, multiply with the second. Now minus the first with derivative of the second, and I cannot switch هنا لأن I have a minus. If I switch, I will get a different sign. So الأول يشتق أولا, derivative of the first, multiply with the second, minus the first, multiply with the derivative of the second, divided by the second as it is, square. Okay, so how can I find such a thing? Now, let's say I want to find, for example, d by dx of the multiplication of the two functions x squared multiply with the 3x4 plus 2 to the power 5. Can you see how this is a multiplication of two functions? شايفين? I have a dot هنا. It's x squared, one function. It is 3x4 plus 2 all to the power 5. So to find the derivative, I need to distinguish in هذه first and this is the second. So the derivative is equal to the derivative of the first. What's the derivative of x squared? It's 2x. Multiply with the second as it is, من غير أي change. It's 3x4 plus 2 all power 5. Plus now. The first as it is, which is x squared. Multiply with the derivative of the second. Now what's the second? It's a bracket to a power 5. What's the derivative of this part? It is the derivative of the bracket which is 5 في ال 3x4 plus 2 to the power 4. اشتقيت القوس. Multiply with the derivative of what inside? What inside the bracket is 3x4 plus 2. Derivative of 3x4 plus 2 is 12x3. And we close the bracket. So this is the derivative that we have. مشتقة الأول في الثاني. الثاني في مشتقة الأول. And notice إن الثاني is a cos to the power 5. We mentioned this before, right? We mentioned before the derivative of a bracket of a function inside it. It's the derivative of the bracket multiply with the derivative of what inside. مشتقة القوس في مشتقة اللي داخل القوس. So the derivative of this is 5 القوس to the power 4. 5 القوس to the power 4. Multiply with the derivative of what inside? يعني derivative of 3x4 plus 2, which is 12x3. And this will be our derivative. We can simplify this a little bit. I can say this is 2x في ال 3x4 plus 2 to the power 5. And this is x squared. No, x squared. I have 5 and I have 12. 50, this will be 60. And x3 from here with the x squared, this will be x to the power 5. Multiply with the 3x4 plus 2 power 4. If I want to simplify it, this is the simplest form of this. This part is not included for the tomorrow. لا هذا مش with tomorrow thing. This is the next quiz. Okay. Now for the division, let me give you an example for a division. Now for the division, we said either I have function f divided by a function g and I want to find the derivative. I can write it simply like this. It's the derivative of the first multiply with the second minus الأول في derivative الثاني divided by الثاني square. Okay, so this is the rule. For example, if I give you this function, let me call it h of x equal to let's say 3x squared plus 5x plus 2 divided by x4 minus 2. I want you to find me h dash x. Now as you can see الدالة فيها بسط وفيها مقام. So I have to use the quotient rule. Cannot just distribute the derivative. I have to use the quotient rule. So the quotient rule state إن مشتقة الأول هذا الأول وهذا الثاني. So it's actually 3x squared plus 5x plus 2 dash. Multiply with the second x4 minus 2 minus the first as it is 3x squared plus 5x plus 2 multiplied with x4 minus 2 dash divided by a second من غير أي change لكن square. So x4 minus 2 square. Now we find the derivative of this. We find the derivative of this. Yalla, what's the derivative of 3x squared plus 5x plus 2? It is 6x بالضبط plus 5. Multiply with x4 minus 2 minus 3x squared plus 5x plus 2 multiply with what's the derivative now of x4 minus 2? Exactly. It is 4. You confused me, Atala. It is 4x power 3 divided by x4 minus 2 square, and this is the derivative. This is the derivative. 6x this one أنا عندي 2 up ف2 comes down I have already 3 it will be 6x got it
Yes.
yeah those are basics of finding the derivative dear the derivative of 5x is 5 the derivative of 3x squared is 6x this is how we find the derivative هذه البيسك حقت الدerivative now we have this example differentiate this function now the function is bracket اللي هو x squared plus 3 and another bracket x squared minus 3 to the power 10 here so you can see again it's multiplication of two functions صح? So we can say in the first function is this the second function is this so the derivative is in turn هنا مرة نشتق الأول والثاني as it is plus derivative of الثاني في الأول as it is so this is what they did here they said in the derivative is الأول في derivative الثاني plus الأول أو الثاني sorry في derivative الأول mute the mic please yeah so we find the derivative of the parts that we need to differentiate هنا what's the derivative of x squared minus 3 to the power 10 هذا قوس to a power 10 so the derivative is the derivative of the bracket multiplied with the derivative of what inside the bracket so it is 10 the bracket to the power 9 multiply with the derivative of what inside which is x squared minus 3 now a second اللي هي x squared minus 3 to the power 10 multiply with the derivative of the first what's the derivative of x squared plus 3 it is 2x and this will be our derivative after we simplify it to the simplest thing they didn't even simplify it as you can see we have 10 we have 2 we can multiply it to be 20 they just leave it is it clear you must be familiar of this multiplication thing في final exam there should be question about find derivative لازم يكون في سؤال find the derivative لكن it's not anymore راح يكون derivative of an easy function راح يكون derivative of multiplication of a function quotient of a function وحتى ال functions they will be like sine cosine exponential later on we will learn those functions so you must know exactly how to work this multiplication thing okay now this is one example they want you to find the derivative differentiate of this function x4 minus 4x squared plus 3 divided by x clearly هذه quotient صح ولا لا فيها top فيها bottom now how can I find the derivative of this actually we have two ways to do it okay فركزوا معاي about how to do this we have an easy way and we have a difficult way to do it now we have two ways to do this the first way by simply thinking about it as a top and a bottom it is x4 minus 4x squared yeah excellent Ahmed there is a way and then we divide by x and simplify it to be just polynomial so the one way is by thinking about it as a top and bottom like I'm doing here this is my top I consider it as function 1 this is my bottom I consider it as function 2 and this is a division so it is the derivative of the first يعني مشتقة الأول which is x4 minus 4x squared plus 3 dash multiply with the second minus الأول اللي هو x4 minus 4x squared plus 3 multiply with the derivative of the second divided by the second square يعني by x square now what's the derivative of x4 minus 4x squared plus 3. It's 3. It's 4. x3 minus 8x. طبعا multiply with the x that I have outside. Minus x4 minus 4 x squared plus 3. And what's the derivative of x? What's the derivative of x here? It's 1. Correct, Isam. Correct, Tala. The derivative of x is just 1. Yeah? So simplify it now. And don't forget, everything is divided by x squared. We simplify it. This will be 4x4 minus 8x squared minus x4 plus 4x squared minus 3 all divided by x squared. We have a simplification هنا. عندي x4 and 4x4 وهنا عندي minus x4. This will be 3x4. And I have minus 8x2 with the 4x2. This will be minus 4x2. Yeah? And I remain with the minus 3 here. This is all divided by x squared. If we divide everything by x squared, هذه راح تكون 3x squared. This will be minus 4 and this will be minus 3 على x squared. And this is the simplest that we can do. Is that correct? So this is the simplest. This is the simplest derivative I can do here. الحين the second way, because in this function it is just like x4 minus 4x squared plus 3 divided by x. I can just divide everything by x from the beginning. This will be x4 على x. This will be minus 4x squared على x. This will be 3 على x. صح كده? Yeah, that's correct. This will be x3 minus 4x plus 3 over x. Now find the derivative. Now find the dash of this. So x3 minus 4x plus 3 over x dash, the derivative is 3x squared minus 4 minus 3 over x squared. Correct ولا لا? Can you see how the answer is the same? الأخير هذا derivative of 3x. I told you إن a derivative of 1 على x is one of the most important derivatives that we have. You have to know إن 1 على x, when you find the derivative of 1 على x, it's minus 1 على x square. This is one of the rules that we have. But this is what we use هنا. أنا عندي 3 على x, the derivative of 3 على x, it's minus 3 over x square. Either you do this way or you do that way, it's the same. It's leading to the same solution. This is what I said, رقية. It's a rule. مو أنا عندي 3 على x. مو أنا عندي 3 على x اللي هي 1 على x. The derivative of 1 على x is 1 على x square. نقدر نطلعها بالسالب. You can do this. You can write this like 3x square minus 4 minus 3x to the power minus 2. You can do that. تخليها ضرب وبعدين then you find the derivative. You can do that. ينفع نستخدم هذه الطريقة في الضرب, and this is a smart question. Let me show you. This is a smart question. I saw it a lot in the exams. الحين لو for example they give you this function hx. They say the function is x squared multiplied with a 3x 4 plus x3 مثلا minus 5. هذه multiplication of two functions. هذه function وهذه function. So I have to apply a multiplication rule. طيب multiplication rule is kind of long. I have to do derivative of the first, multiply with the second multiply with the first. Easier, I can just multiply out the thing. I multiply x squared with all the terms that I have in here. So x squared for 3x4 is 3x to the power 6. x squared for x3 is x to the power 5. We add the power. نجمع الباور ها في multiplication. x squared for minus 5, it is minus 5x squared. So this is my hx. Now I can find the derivative. Now I can find in the h dash x is equal to 3 for 6, 18x power 5 plus 5 go down, 5x to the power 4. It 2 go down, this will be minus 10x and my derivative simply. فممكن ان we do it with the multiplication as well. الحين في ال previous example اللي هنا I cannot. إن it's complicated. عندي one of the function is a power 10 صح? So I cannot multiply out the two functions to make it one function. I have to use the multiplication rule. Yeah? أحيانا it's easier to multiply out the things, make it into polynomial, then we find the derivative. ماشي? This one, it was easy to just divide. But this one that I give to you, easier in I use the division rule than in I divide البسط والمقام. It's easier to use the division rule. So those are the product and the quotient rule. We already know them. The derivative of multiplication is it is the derivative of the first multiplied with the second plus the derivative of the second multiplied with the first. The quotient derivative of the first for second minus the derivative of the second for first divided by the second squared. فهذا الquotient rule. Now the chain rule. As I told you, الchain معناها سلسلة. فالchain rule, it's about when you have a function inside the function. في function داخل function ثانية. This remind me of the case لما يكون عندي like x squared plus 4x all to the power 10. هذه قوس to a power 10 and inside it I have a function صح؟ It's a function inside the function. Now we are using the chain rule already to find the derivative of this one. بس الحين we are gonna generalize this. We are gonna generalize this to all the type of the function whenever you have a function inside the function. So function inside the function يعني you have the gx is inside the f of x. How you can find the derivative of this? It's the derivative of f with g inside it multiplied with the derivative of g. يعني مشتقة الفانكشن في مشتقة اللي داخل الفانكشن صح ولا لا؟ مو the same thing? Derivative of f multiply with the derivative of g اللي هي داخل ال f. So it's the derivative of the function multiply with the derivative of what inside the function. احفظوها مشتقة الفانكشن في مشتقة اللي داخل الفانكشن. So simple application of this is لما يكون عندنا bracket. يكون عندنا power rule. I have this bracket to a power 11 اللي داخل هذه الجي اكس والاف اكس اللي هي باور 11. So the derivative is 11 القوس to a power 10 في derivative of what inside which is 3x squared plus 4. واضحة؟ فهذه chain rule. This is what we call the chain rule. We apply it already في general power rule. Now just 1 second. Let's apply this to this example. Now, sometimes they are asking us to use the chain rule. They give me the f. لحالها. They give me the G لحالها and they are asking me to find the derivative of F لما أحط داخلها الG. So the rule said إن the derivative of F داخلها الG is the derivative of F وأحط داخلها الG multiply with the derivative of G. مش هذا الرول؟ So we find the derivative of F. We find the derivative of G. بعدين أدخل الG داخل derivative of F وأضربها في derivative of G. This will give me the derivative of F with G inside it. Okay, so you have this rule in front of you. الرول يقول إن the derivative of a function داخلها function is the derivative of F with G inside it. Multiply with the derivative of the function اللي داخل. So بحتاج F dash and I will need G dash. So I have to find F dash and G dash. You can see in the F is 4 على X. Derivative of 4 على X is minus 4 على X square. Derivative of X square is 2X. Derivative of G now, this is G, it's 1 minus X4. It will be minus 4X to the power 3. أحتاج إن أحط الجي داخل الإف داش composition. بحط function inside the function. We talk about this in the first chapter. So هذه G بحطها وين؟ داخل الإف داش. I remove the X. I remove the X. أحط مكان هذا G which is 1 minus X4. It will be minus 4 على 1 minus X4 square plus 2 1 minus X4. واضحة هذه؟ First step أجيب F dash G dash. السكند step داخل ال F dash أحط ال G. الثird step I multiply هذا وهذا. I multiply F dash of G with G dash and this will be the derivative as you can see. You got it? Okay. Let me do it again. Let me write it again. ما جاب لي الfunctions. Here we go. It is, let me write it. 4 على X plus X square and GX is 1 minus X to the power 4. They want me to find the derivative of the composition of the two functions. ما قال derivative of F ولا قال derivative of G. They want the derivative of F with the G inside it. Okay. الرول I know it. إن derivative of F لما G تدخل داخلها is derivative of F with G inside it. Multiply with G dash. هذه rule. نفس لما نقول مشتقة القوس في مشتقة اللي داخل القوس. هذه مشتقة الفانكشن في مشتقة اللي داخل الفانكشن. ف I need F dash, I need G dash, I need to put G inside F dash. ف I'm gonna find F dash X and I'm gonna find G dash X. What is f dash x? ال fx is 4 على x. Derivative of this one is minus 4 x square. يا ريت لكم احفظوها هذه. 1 على x, the derivative is minus 1 على x square. Derivative of x square is a 2x. Now for the gx, what's the derivative? Minus 4x 3. Good. من هنا I need f dash وداخلها gx. هنا this part I need it. بجيب الf، بشيل الاكس، بشيل الاكس، بشيل الاكس، بحط مكانها gx اللي هي 1 minus x4. This will be minus 4. الاكس تنشال ينحط مكانها 1 minus x4 الجي plus 2 في ال 1 minus x4 as well. الحين هنا واضح لحد هنا؟ So this implies إن الدerivative كامل derivative of f داخلها gx is equal to this multiplied with this. It's f dash g في ال g dash. So it's actually big amounts we have. 4 1 minus x4 square plus 2 1 minus x4 multiplied with minus 4 x3, and this is the solution. Is it clear now? يعني from this is the solution خلاص. From my side, this is all I can clarify. This is the chain rule. You have a function وفي function داخلها. فإس مشتقة الفانكشن في مشتقة اللي داخل الفانكشن. الحين sometimes they give you like this. الf لحالها والg لحالها and they want the derivative of f of g. Sometimes the chain rule comes in a different way. Sometimes we use the chain rule like this. We say in the dy by dx is equal to dy by du multiply with du by dx. أحيانا الفانكشن y تكون function في الu والu is a function في الx. So I can find the derivative of y with respect to x لكن using the chain rule. في وسيط. أنا عندي y function في الu والu is a function في الx. I can find the derivative of y with respect to x لكن لازم أمر على الu أول. So I have to find dy by du and then I find du by dx and multiply them to get dy by dx. Now you can check this example. They want you to find dy by dx using the chain rule. y is equal to the root of u plus 1. You can see in y is a function في الu. طيب كيف طالب من عندي ان اجيب derivative with respect to x؟ لان الu is a function في الاx. فاهمين الفكرة؟ You get the idea. الحين لما يقول لي يبغى dy by dx مو لازم ان الy تكون function في الاx، لكن الy هذه function في الu. طيب كيف قاعد يطلب من عندي اجيب derivative of y with respect to x؟ لان الu is a function في الاx مرة ثانية، فممكن اني اجيب dy by dx ولكن الu بسيط، الu في النص ما بينهم. So we find dy by du لأن أساساً y is a function في الu and we find du by dx لأن الu is a function في الx. We multiply both of them. This will give us dy by dx. Now this is the y we can write it as u plus 1 to power half. And the u as it is a 2x squared. What is dy by du? It is 1 على 2 في الروot of u plus 1. How we do this? I can say y dash مثلا. It is half في u plus 1 to the power half minus 1. This is half في u plus 1 to the power minus half. Minus half معناها it goes down as a root, so it's 1 على 2 for root of u plus 1. And here's it. طيب, what's the derivative of u? It is 4x. Multiply the two things هنا. Multiply this with this. This will give us the answer اللي هو dy by dx. Simply ببساطة نشتق الأول ونشتق الثاني ونضرب الناتج في بعض. ببساطة أشتق y, أشتق u, and I multiply the two answers. Considering إن u is a function في x طبعا. So if you multiply the two things, this is what you will get. برضو أن I know إن u is equal to 2x squared as they give me in the question. Change it with a 2x squared. So we remain with all x answer, and this will be our derivative. So this is the second way to apply the chain rule هنا. I'm gonna do it again. I can sense enough are facing a problem with this. This is the root of u plus 1. Well, u is a 2x, correct? 2x squared. ماشي؟ السؤال is find me dy by dx. This is what I want. لا. Yeah, you can. يعني بتعوض من البداية بالإكس هنا بعدين تشتقها مرة واحدة اشتقاق خلاص إن هذا it's not a chain, not in the same thing. You can do this. Yeah, عبد العزيز, you can do this. But usually we don't لأن it is easier, simpler in just to find the derivative. So y هنا is equal to u plus 1 to the power half. So the derivative of y with respect to u لأنها function بالu. فأنا أشتقها بالنسبة للu. It is half of u plus 1 to the power minus half. It's equal to 1 over 2 for root of u plus 1. And du by dx, لأن الu is a function في x. It's equal to 4x. So if I want dy by dx, it's the multiplication of this and this. So it will be 4x في ال1 over 2 for root of u plus 1. This equal to, let's say, 2x, if the 2 cancel one of the 2's here, divided by u plus 1. الحين I know إن u is 2x squared. So this will be 2x over the root of 2x squared plus 1. One more example. You have the question, find me dy by dx. The y is equal to u plus 1 to the power 5. Let's say square. And the u is equal, let me say, x to the power 3. Okay? فال function في الu والu function في x. I find the derivative of this. I find the derivative of this. أضربهم في بعض. I change all the u's to x and I get the answer. So the first step, I will find dy by du. It's equal to cos to the power 5. 5 في u square plus 1 to the power 4. The derivative of what inside? What inside is u square plus 1, so the derivative is 2u. So this will be 10 في u square plus 1 to the power 4. We finish this part. الحين the second I will find du by dx لأنها function في الx. This is 3x square. The third step is multiplying the things. نضربهم في بعض. So dy على dx is nothing but dy على du في du by dx. This one is 10 في u square plus 1 to the power 4. Multiply with 3x square. We finished, but one more step remain. اليو هذه غيروها للx. How? I know ان اليو is x3. So this will be 10 في x3 في x3 to the power 2, which is x, 6 plus 1 power 4 في 3x square. And this will be the derivative. صارت الفانكشن all in x and we are done. You got it? So we have two ways to apply the chain rule. معطيني إياها في السؤال. هذا question This is the question. مو it is u square already. مو it is u square. اليو is x3. each u out مكانها x3. So it will be 10x3. So this is the second concept that we have today. ايش اللي هاو؟ معطيني اياها في السؤال، مش انه في السؤال they told me ان اليو is x3. فاجي في الاخر هنا اشيل اليو واحط مكانها الاكس 3. It's given in the question. Like in this example. Where is that? هنا. كان معطيني ان اليو it's 2x square. when I finished I removed اليو وحطيت مكانها 2x square. ليش صارت x6 power of a power؟ تذكرون ان ما كان عندنا مثلا a بالfirst chapter a power n all to power m we multiply. It's a to the power mm. فهذه 2 اصلا ف 3 فنضرب الاسس it's 6. Yeah. Okay. As you can see يعني everything is connected هنا. أشياء من الفيرست شابتر قاعدين نستخدمها الحين. أبدا ما في أي شيء مفصول. أي شيء ناخذه من البداية للنهاية كله مترابط. يعني حتى next time إن شاء الله next quiz when you have your exam في tutorial 4 راح تحتاجون أشياء من chapter 1. أشياء من chapter 2 how to find the derivative. كلها related. كلها related. الحين this is the second concept اليوم. تكلمنا عن how to find the derivative of multiplication of two functions. We talk about how to find the derivative of division of two functions. We talk about how to use the chain rule. And now last we will talk about the implicit differentiation. Implicit differentiation اللي هو الاشتقاق الضمني. Now the idea of the implicit differentiation is that you have a function where x and y are mixed. مش like إن عندي y في طرف والx في طرف. لا, it's a function where x and y are mixed. In this case, we use a technique. We differentiate each term of the equation with respect to x, and we train y as a function of x. كأنها function داخلها x. So we move all the terms involving dy by dx to the left of the equation. All the other terms go to the right. We factor the dy by dx on the left side of the equation and divide both sides by dy by dx. And let's do an example to understand how to do that. We have this example. Use implicit differentiation to determine the slope of the graph that at a given point. Use implicit differentiation to find me the slope of the graph at the given point. I'm gonna do this myself. New slide. And here we go. This is the function and this is the point. Have a look at the function. الفانكشن مو زي ما تعودنا. مش إن الواي في طرف والإكس في طرف صح؟ It's a mix between x and y. And if you try to separate y في طرف والباقي في طرف ثاني, sometimes this makes the function very complicated. It's not easy sometimes to separate the two variables. So فيها متغيرين, that's correct. So to find the derivative of such a function, we differentiate each one term that we have, considering in the y is a function of x. So what's the derivative of 4y3? It is actually 12y squared. إيش مشتقة ال 4y3? It's a 12y squared. But we multiply it with y dash. ليش؟ لأن y is a function في x and the derivative is with respect to x. أنا أشتق بالنسبة ل x. So I multiply with y dash. That's correct. Now, what's the derivative of x squared? It will be 2x من غير ما أضرب في y dash in this case لأنها it's x. What's the derivative of minus 5? It's a constant. This equal to 0. So this will be the derivative. Now, after I find the derivative of each one of the terms, I keep y dash in one hand side and I bring everything else to the other hand side. This implies in the y dash is equal to 2x over 12y squared. And this implies in the y dash, اللي هي derivative I'm looking for, is equal to x over 6y squared. Again, I differentiate the function considering in the y is a function في x. لما أشوف derivative للx عادي as usual. Derivative of the 5 عادي as usual. لكن the special thing الحين additional thing إن whenever we find derivative of y نشتقها عادي. The derivative is 12y square but we multiply with y dash. مش إحنا الchain rule تقول مشتقة الفانكشن في مشتقة اللي داخل الفانكشن. I'm using the chain rule هنا actually. It's the derivative of the y multiply with the derivative of what inside اللي هي y dash. So whenever you are differentiating البارت اللي فيها y ما ننسى ان احنا نضرب بالy dash برا والباقي عادي. We differentiate it. بعدين مو أنا I want to find y dash. I rearrange my equation in a way that y dash in one hand side and everything else go to the other hand side. فنقلت ال 2x to the right, it became 2x. I divide by 12y squared, so I will have 2x على 12y squared. I can simplify it to be x على 6y squared. I'm not done لأن they give me 2 points. They said they want me to find the derivative لما ال x ب 3 ولما ال y ب 1. So we find y dash لما ال x ب 3 والy of 1. So change the x with 3, change the y with 1. This will be 3 over 6. This will be half, and this answer the question. Okay? فالidea of the implicit differentiation إن عندي mix function فيها mix between x and y. find the derivative. We find the derivative عادي، لكن whenever إن الدerivative فيها y أضرب بالy dash. And you can find the solution في السلايد ها. You can see in the solution it's very إيش minus 5. It's 0. What's the derivative of a constant يا خديجة؟ إيش مشتقة الكونستنت؟ يا اشتقينا كل التيرمز. Now we have one more example. Use the implicit differentiation to find me dy by dx of this. And as you can see again, the function فيها x square, فيها 4xy, فيها y equal to 1. It's a mix between x and y, so I cannot differentiate it with the usual way. I have to use the implicit differentiation here. So here is my function. To find the derivative, I differentiate x. What's the derivative of x? Huh? Just 2x, عادي, as usual, plus. Now, what's the derivative of 4xy? What do you think? The 4 is a constant. The x في y is multiplication of two things, صح ولا لا؟ مش هذه multiplication verb between x, y. It's a product. So it's the derivative of the first multiply with the second plus the second multiply, the derivative of the second multiply with the first. The product rule, that's correct. The 4 is a constant, it's outside. And the derivative of this one is the two terms here. مشتقة الأول x dash في الثاني plus الأول في derivative الثاني. What's the derivative of the 4y now? Huh? Excellent. It's 4. Derivative of 4y is 4. لكن we have to multiply with y dash. It's 4y dash. That's correct. It's 4. لكن I have to multiply with y dash. What's the derivative of the 1? 0. It will become 1. I still, this step is still not finished. Yeah. Raja. We still didn't finish this part. Now, the 2x here plus 4. What's the derivative of x? It's 1. في y. 1 في y, I can just write it as a y plus x في y dash plus 4 y dash equal to 0. Expand the things. This is 2x plus 4y plus 4xy dash plus 4y dash equal to 0. What should I do? أحتفظ بالy dash بطرف and whatever go to the right hand side. So this will be 4xy dash plus 4y dash equal minus 2x minus 4y. What should I do الحين? I can see in the y dash appears 2 times. أخذها as a common factor. I remain with, excellent يا تالا. We take it as a common factor. This will be 4x, and here we will remain with the 4 equal to minus 2x minus 4y. Implies in the y dash اللي هي أنا أصلا أدور عليها is equal to minus 2x minus 4y divided by 4x plus 4, and this is the derivative I'm looking for. You got it? Now this is one of the most important things. في الفاينل لازم يكون في سؤال على implicit differentiation. You got me? ما في نقاش يعني، ولا فاينل في السنوات الماضية ما جاء فيه سؤال عن الامبليسيت differentiation. هذا طبعا مو من جزئية الميدترم، هذا من جزئية الفاينل usually. فلازم يجي سؤال في الفاينل على الامبليسيت differentiation، سؤال زي كذا. Use the implicit differentiation to find the derivative. We have one more example. لا طبعا الفاينل ما راح يكون multiple choice، الفاينل راح يكون essay. Most of it essay. You have some multiple choice questions like 5 of them, rest is essay. What's the function? The point 2, 1. Okay. So we have this example. Find me the slope of the tangent line to this graph at the given point. الحين what does it mean لما أقول slope of a tangent line? This is a good revision for you. إيش يعني slope of the tangent line؟ يعني الM الميل اللي هي simply y dash صح؟ Yeah. عند ال given point، البوينت اللي هي 2 1 صح؟ مش هذا معناها؟ معناها they want me to find y dash عند البوينت 2 1. الحين first example قال لي إياها صراحة إن find the derivative عند البوينت هذه. هنا لا، قال لي find me the slope of the tangent line at this point. It means the same thing. I have to find the derivative. I have to substitute with the point 2 1. This will be the slope of the tangent line. طيب check the function. الفانكشن واضح انها محتاجة implicit differentiation لانها it is x and y mixed together. حتى they didn't mention انه implicit. مو لازم يقول لي انه implicit. I know. انه it's a mix between x and y. This is x3 plus 3 x في y product minus 5y equal to 5. So we find the derivative term by term. What's the derivative of x squared? It's 2x. الحين لما أجي derivative of 3xy I have to be careful. The 3 is a constant والx في y is a product. derivative الأول 1 في الثاني plus الأول في derivative y. What's the derivative of y? y dash. Minus what's the derivative of 5y? It is 5 لكن في y dash. And this equal to 0. That's correct. Whenever we differentiate y لازم أضرب في y dash. And don't forget to multiply with y dash. So this is the derivative. And here I have to rearrange it وأخلي y dash في طرف whatever في الطرف الثاني. So let's expand the things. This is 2x plus this is 3y plus this is 3xy dash minus 5y dash equal to 0. نجمع اللي فيها y dash هنا. This is 3xy dash minus 5y dash equal to minus 2x minus 3y. You can see what I did. اللي فيهم y dash خليتهم على اليسار. اللي ما فيهم y dash جبتهم على اليمين. Now I take y dash as a common. We remain with 3x minus 5 equal to minus 2x minus 3y. So the y dash is equal to, what's this? Minus 2x minus 3y divided by 3x minus 5. I get the y dash خلاص. الحين since they said they want the slope عند البوينت 21, السلوب عند البوينت 21 اللي هو الm is nothing but y dash عند البوينت 21 بمعنى ان الx is a 2 والy is 1. So I change the x with 2 هنا. This will be minus 2 في 2 minus 3 في y which is 1 divided by 3 في x, which is 2, minus 5. What's the answer? Here it is minus 4, minus 3, 6 minus 5. This is why I'm sensing that something is wrong here. That's correct, that's correct. This will be minus 7 على 1, which is minus 7. And this will be the M, اللي هي slope of the tangent line I was looking for. You got that? You want more examples of this? I'm gonna give you more examples. We finished the slide of today. I'm gonna show you, give you some examples of questions from previous year's final. Here we go. Here's one question. Let me take the attendance first. I'm gonna take the attendance. We have IT5. No problem, it doesn't matter what's your session number. And here I'm just taking attendance for my future reference. عادي, if you are from another class, it's fine. شايفين the question? You can see the question? Yeah, this is from one final exam from last year. شايفين simple. I have y3 minus 3xy plus 2x3 equal to 4. They want me to find dy by dx. So the derivative of y3 is 3y2 لكن في الy dash. لما أجيب derivative في الy على طول أضرب بالy dash minus 3. الحين الx في الy خلاص حفظناها. What's the derivative of x في الy? It is 1 في الy plus x في الواي داش.
دكتورة
what's the derivative of this?
ليه ما نحولها ل 1x؟
نحولها إلى إيش؟ y equal to something في الx.
ليه مثلا 1.y 1 multiply y لما تصير 1 multiply x derivative of y.
ما فهمت عليك. ليش إيش؟
هنا ليش عملنا ال x1 وما عملنا ال y1؟
لأن الواي إحنا نفكر فيها دائما إنها فانكشن في داخلها فانكشن ثانية نستخدم لها التشين رول. derivative الواي 1 لكن لازم أضرب بالواي داش. فأوكي it's 1 derivative الواي is 1 لكن ضربت في الواي داش. زي ما أنا هنا لما جبت الديريفاتيف حق الواي 3 it is not just 3y square ضربتها بالواي داش. اوكي انا ما اقدر اعامل الواي كانها اكس بالضبط لانها مش اكس لانها واي فانكشن داخلها الاكس. فلما نجيب ديريفاتيف للواي لازم اضرب بالواي داش برا. اوكي
تمام شكرا دكتورة.
فضربت في الواي داش هنا جبت ديريفاتيف الواي اللي هي 1 وضربت في الواي داش. Derivative of 2x3 is عادي 6x squared. Derivative of the 4 is 0. And the same thing, expand y squared y dash minus 3y minus 3xy dash plus 6x squared equal to 0. نجمع الy dash بطرف والباقي في طرف ثاني. So 3 y square y dash minus 3xy dash equal to 3y minus 6x square. Take a y dash as a common. We remain with the 3y square minus 3x equal to 3y minus 6x square. So divide this by this وهذا الأنسر. The answer is here. Keep these questions with you for next time quiz. You will need them. تحتاجونهم للمرة الجاية. الحضور جدا عادي، تحضرون مكان ما أنتم حابين. كم مرة قلت لكم الموضوع هذا؟ لأن الجريدز أساسا على الكويز. Here's one question. Here's one example. شايفين؟ Find me the slope of the tangent line of this function at the point P اللي هي 1 and 2. هذا implicit، الimplicit هذا. So the function is 3x في y square plus 2x3 minus 14 equal to 0. فbe careful هنا الfunction is x في y square. It's a product of two functions. One of them is x, one of them is y square. So the derivative of the first part is 3. Derivative of the first مشتقة الأول مشتقة الx is 1 في y square. Plus الأول في مشتقة الثاني. Now what's the derivative of y square? إيش derivative y square؟ الفاينل من 50. Yeah. What's the derivative of y square? 2y. But we multiply it with y dash. This is a product of two functions. So the derivative, if the derivative of the first في second, the first في derivative of the second اللي هو y square. Derivative of y square is 2y في y dash. The derivative of 2x3 is 6x square. The derivative of 14 is 0 equal to 0. Simplify it. This is a 3y square plus 6x في y في y dash. I'm gonna show you one final now. راح أوريكم نموذج final equal to 0. Simplify it. Substitute with x with the y. X here is equal to 1 and y here is equal to 2. Then get y dash. You will get another y dash m is minus 3 over 2.
يعني حنعوض بدل الإكس ب1 وبدل الواي ب2.
Exactly. ما طلبنا عندي slope. I'm sharing one final exam with you. بما إن سألتوني عن الفاينل أو سألتوني عن الفاينل. Let me show you one final exam. الفاينل exam كذا يكون عندكم multiple choice questions. Usually يكون في 5 multiple choice questions اختياري. يكون الكويستشن الأول usually على البارت اللي راح تمتحنون فيه بكرة اللي هو increasing والdecreasing. يكون على الديريفاتيف لكن الديريفاتيف بالساين والإكسبوننشال اللي still you didn't take it. ها find the derivative of the function. الفانكشن فيها multiplication. هذه فيها t square وفيها sine. وهذه فيها chain rule لأنها it is exponential of a power which is another function. فit's a mix between everything that we are taking. The question 3 مثلا هنا again they want dy by dx وبرضه فيها multiplication. It's multiplication actually of 3 functions هنا. In this case we use the logarithm. لسه still we didn't take this. We use the logarithm to differentiate وهذا لازم يجي في الفاينل. logarithm differentiation لازم يجي في الفاينل. مثلا this question is what we take today اللي هو implicit. قلت لكم لازم في سؤال عن implicit function فيها x فيها y. They want you to find the slope of the function. وطبعا لازم يكون في question على الانتجريشن اللي هو التكامل اللي راح ناخذه في الأخير. Function, you need to integrate the function. You need to find area, which is again integration. في شيء اسمه average value, which is again integration. والquestion 5 يكون فيها probability part اللي هي زي application حق integration as well. Still كل الأشياء هذه ما أخذناها. يعني mostly as you can see سؤالين راح يكونون على التكامل. سؤال راح يكون على اللوغاريثم وعلى الامبليسيت اللي أخذناه اليوم. سؤال يكون على اللي هي increasing decreasing inflection point and whatever. هذا نموذج وهذا نموذج ثاني for example. Here we go. Again هذا نموذج برضو you have multiple choice. السؤال الأول ولا هذا نفسه؟ It's the same.
طب دكتورة ممكن سؤال؟ هلا أنا قديش لازم أجيب ورقة النهائي عشان أنجح؟
20 minimum 20 وtotal with the quiz والواجب TMA 50. Got it؟ يعني إجمالي كل الدرجات أقل شيء يكون 50 والفاينل أقل شيء 20 عشان to pass.
طب يعني أنا لازم أجيب أعمال السنة 50 من 50 عشان أنجح؟
No total مع الفاينل.
أوكي.
التوتال 100 لازم مينيموم تجيبين 50%. طيب
بس طبعا مثلا إذا جبت مثلا بالاختبار النهائي 19 وبأعمالي السنة 50 من 50 رح أعتبر راسبة صح؟
يا الحين 19 هذه نعتبرها احنا بوردر لاين كيس يوجوالي ما نخليها احنا نعالجها يعني من عندنا ما نترك ال 19. 18 لا 17 يعني ممكن يرسب الطالب على درجة أو درجتين بس على درجة يوجوالي ما نخليها. I'm gonna stop the recording. Just 1 second. I have to stop the recording now.